Yeah, it's always better to leave a body behind, but sometimes, you know, you just want the option to do it cheaper and more effective. So,
all right, so it looks like Madalan is going to be kicking things off with a blood deck against Sheepy's Forest. Forest has been the talk of the town, Agroforest specifically, and now we see the Aperia, which I don't think saw too much previously, but take it away, guys.
yep, Hyperia being that big signifying card. Are you playing Hyperia? Of course, we saw earlier today that Best Marmot chose to run with the 6-drop instead. The name escapes me right off the top of my head for some reason. Help me, MV.
I can't. I can't. I've actually resigned to not helping you. Demonic Ram, that was a very neat card.
Okay, fair. But in any case, Hyperia has proven, at least on competitive play on stream, that it is very effective at what it does, and
right,
that is
yes,
closing the game out. So
it is
I wouldn't leave
five play points, 5/4 ambush till next turn. For those of you who don't know what Hyperia is, it's that little, it's that what is that? It's an iguana. I think it's an iguana, right?
I think it's an iguana. By the way, the card is Cynthia. Okay, we remembered. Thanks for the help.
How did you forget Cynthia? Come on.
You know what?
Do you know what Cynthia does when she evolves?
What's up?
Do you know what she does when she evolves?
Of course I know what she does, okay? Of course I know. She puts 2 fairies into play, okay? It actually is the only effect in the game that stalls after it happens, which I find kind of interesting. That's like the one weird thing.
Oh yeah, she says like a line and then the fairies pop up. That's so annoying. You're right. Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah.
I wonder if they've changed that. They made a lot of animations faster. I wonder if that's been changed.
They did not. I have played with Cynthia since then, and there is still a stall in between when the fairies come out.
That is very interesting. Double brambles, allowing Urius to die, but kills the ram instead for free. Oh my gosh, those brambles.
Wow.
Those brambles.
Keeping the Urius in play. That's the card that I'm most afraid of. I've went over that before, of Urius against Forest, but it looks like Sheepy's, I want the free trade. I can't hate on him for that.
Sheepy's he's leaning back. He's relaxed.
He's super comfy. Is that like a full bed of pillows he's just like relaxing on while he plays? I like this.
It's a pillow fort.
That's right.
Ooh, Fairy Driver. Talk to me about Fairy Driver. It's a card we've been calling bad forever, right? We've been saying Fairy Driver. Oh, it's not I hate this word. It's not a very viable card, right? I hate that word so much. Yeah. But it's a card that kind of fit that description for a long time, right? Why are we playing it now?
It's a card. So Fairy Driver, I feel like a lot of players lean on it too heavily. We've seen 2, even 3 in a lot of lists, whereas I think it's a good one of. I don't think it's something you want early. It's not even something you want all the time late. It just depends on how many fairies you have in your hand. However, it is better than it ever has been with the introduction of Elf Song. Now you have, you know, Fairy Circle, you have Wood of Brambles, you have Fairy Whisperer, you have all of these cards that just add so many fairies to your hand that it is a little bit better than it ever has been.
I gotcha. I would have said the very easy answer. It gives you reach. It's a good reason.
It does give you reach, yes. Not all the time, but sometimes. Yeah.
And Jormungand's a very interesting card as well, but Madalan's hand is he has no options. I feel like this is just he's gonna run over here in the next couple turns, I think, actually.
Yeah. He's got big followers, but no way to actually interact heavily with the entire board. Decides not even to Evo here. Wow. That is a play that I think will cost him a significant amount of damage here.
That is definitely interesting. Ooh, oh gosh.
I won't let you get away.
Blessed Fairy Dancer by herself able to clear out this Fulminous Demon while pushing all this face damage.
Yeah, this is definitely interesting. There's no way for Madalan though to clear this board, so I think he's yep. I'm just gonna put him in Vengeance. Don't even care.
I believe Madalan does have access to Demonic Storm in his deck. I think he's playing 2 of those, so he does have a way to clear boards. However, even with that, the Fairy Driver can
the
like
Fairy Driver
have
would secure the lethal. Yeah. Jormungand not finding a chance to come down.
Fulminous
But,
Demon
that
doing a
Fulminous
lot of work here, though.
That Fulminous Demon, though. Oh my gosh.
Hyperia drawn. I think that's easy play here.
Well, I mean, he can't. Can you? He's in Vengeance. Do you just leave a 6-2 on the board?
You know, I think so. I mean, you can do
No.
this and Evo it and then play the Hyperia. This works too.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
like
That's
this even
true.
better.
Yeah. And then Fairy Driver the next turn. That's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can still do
yeah.
this. Okay. Because Fairy Driver also buffs the fairies as well. So.
One card I was never really like on before, again, was Jormungand. I always thought it was kind of like this too slow, Caraboss is better, but realistically, if you build a value plan into your deck, and I still think a lot of these decks, these blood decks, could do well with Staircase to Paradise in them if they're playing Jormungand, it can really just take over a late game. I've been able to, with my own version of it, beat out Ramp Dragon, beat out a lot of late game decks because of how much value Jormungand can add.
That is true, but not in this game.
Not in this game. Not the type of game.
Not in this game. No. Fairy Driver, double fairy. Could play 3.
Yeah.
If you have them.
Fairy
Goblin's not a
Driver,
fairy.
given that reach, you know what? Fairy Driver, not so bad. Winning a game in competitive play.
I mean, realistically, it was 6 play points for 4 Storm. That's, it's like an AFA, right? Kinda.
That's pretty good. That's better than most classes have. I mean, Blood's got, you know,
Yeah.
Implancer, things like that. It's only 3 damage. But it does
True.
require fairies in your hand. However, there's no shortage of ways to
putting
generate
fairies in
those
your hand
fairies.
is
anyway.
pretty easy, pretty inconsequential to have fairies in your hand, you know?
That's right. Pretty easy. So
Sheepy with
now
that
we get to
collect-
see
Clean up.
if D-Shift can beat either of these decks. He's got to play against 2 aggro decks with D-Shift. We talk about how this matchup goes, but of course, D-Shift is a lot better than I think people give it credit for against aggro these days. Talk to us about that, Envy. I know you say you hate playing
I don't
against aggro
know.
when
From
you're
what
playing
I
D-Shift.
can tell, you know, I can never actually tell if people hate D shift or if they just, you know, actually know. D shift can very easily lose to aggro for sure. It's much better than it always has been or ever has been, but it definitely can still get, you know, destroyed by it. So
Absolutely. I feel like one of the main cards is a card that you brought up earlier in Golem Assault. Golem Assault was never really an option before. If you wanted to play a Warden D-Shift, you had to play something like Summon Ice Form, which is, you know, a 1-turn 5/5 ward, which is kind of like a stopper for like maybe a Forte or one big attack. But cards like Golem Assault can actually just win the game outright. They can put up wards. They can do a whole lot that D-Shift wasn't able to do before.
right, Golem Assault is one heck of an upgrade. Cannot downplay that card. It's so strong.
And I highly recommend using Commence Experiment with it because it makes it go absolutely crazy in the late game.
We see Jormungand and Caraboss opening hand, not very good. But it's not like Sheepy's hand is great either.
Yeah, Madalan a lot more mid-rangey than most of the lists. We saw Fulminous Demon, of course we see Caraboss and Jormungand in here, so a lot higher of a curve than most of the decks that we see.
Chose to go for the Ram instead of the Summon Bloodkin. Okay.
Don't mind this. Regardless, Sheepy has answers to all of this in hand at the moment.
For now. I mean, we'll see.
For now, yes. Does have Commence Experiment with the Golem Assault now, but still no D-Shift, no Giant Chimera, nothing to end the game with yet.
Probably wants to Insight instead, if I had to guess.
Yes. I mean, honestly, with hand, you could just pass this turn and save the Insight for further spell boosting. It's not completely necessary to use this because next turn is kind of wide open with play points as well. But that's a player choice. I'm one that tends to save my insights for as long as I possibly can. I'm not the one that rolls it out as early and as soon as possible, but it depends on the hand, of course.
I feel like you want to draw cards in this matchup.
That's
Commence
fair.
Experiment's
And this
not going
one,
to do too much for you.
Yeah, using your play points effectively against an aggro deck is probably the right call.
Yeah, just want to pop the Insight. Sheepy going to pass the turn even, not even going to cast
Good
any
man,
of these.
Sheepy. Good man. See? Somebody else on my
Okay.
side. If Envy won't be, then Sheepy can be. I'll take it.
Well, I mean, I can't be on your side. Demonic Ram, getting that value. Actually, net gain of 1 there.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Alright,
boost
still
that with
plenty of
Insight now,
options.
so I guess there's that.
Yep. By the way, Demonic Rim, I've got to say, is a really, really good card. It's a card that I think now most players are recognizing as a really good card, especially with cards like Ambling Wraith or Bloodfed Flowerbed. It can really put in a ton of work.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's crazy. Look, you get a net gain every time. So unless you do 2 to yourself, right? But even then, you stay even. So
even with Snarling
Actually
Chains, it
pretty
takes off the
nice.
downside of playing Spiderweb Imp or Bloodwolf on on turns 3, 4, 5, whenever. It's really good.
Not to mention losing those stats either. It's not like Lou or something where you lose stats
Right.
up there, right?
Right.
It's a 2-play point too. Sheepy's hand is staying bad.
Yeah.
Double Ren concentration.
Tons of card draw. Now here's an option. Do you play the Commence Experiment and give up like 2 turns in a row to be able to cast multiple Golem Assaults here? I mean, like maybe coupled with a Fiery Embrace. Do you play the Concentration this turn?
You can never enhance Golem Assault.
Okay, just not enough time.
You can't pass the turn. No, if you pass the turn, you take like 11 damage probably. So
Too many damage.
yeah.
Me? Really?
I like this. And hand size
Getting
catching up with
closer.
Madalan a
We can
little bit,
almost
but-
see Jormungand. Almost.
Almost.
I've arrived.
Okay,
Probably gonna
I like
evolve
this.
with that. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's looking good. I mean, D-Shift isn't really doing much. You know, when D-Shift loses to itself, it doesn't actually do anything. So,
Right.
you know, however much you hate D-Shift out there, you have to admit that it can just lose to itself very often. So,
That's right. And I think a little bit on the left, Sheepy did... Yeah, he won his first one with his Force deck. Yep, just making sure.
finally finds D-Shift, has an owl to boost it, can also Fiery Embrace the 3-2, not making an extra bat here.
I like this.
But
And
finally
able to
get to
stick
see
it in play.
Jormungand, finally.
Me? Really?
Jormungand is such a beating. I love Jormungand. I think that Caraboss might be the option here, though.
Probably.
Simply because it will push more damage faster. Because, well, all right, maybe not now. All right, Razor Claw drawn.
That entrance animation is so cool.
Yeah, Jormungand is
Choosing to
sweet.
evolve the Jormungand instead of just tossing a bat in and evolving the other bat. Interesting.
I don't mind this. This kind of says, please kill my Jormungand.
Yeah. I feel you. Well, honestly, a 5/5 Jormungand also says that too. Let's be real.
That's fair. That's fair. Big stats are big stats.
It does just kind of set up lethal. There's no way it ignores it though. Like if it is ignored, it'll set up lethal. But there's no way it gets ignored anyway. So.
It can be, yeah. I think Fire Embrace will have to come down on it.
Angelic Snipe was a great draw there too. Killing a bat for free is pretty neat.
All these
Should be
Owls and
boosting
Merlins feel kind of clunky
crazy.
now without any of the Evolution Orbs left.
Right.
So in your version of D-Shift, how many Owls/Merlins do you run and would suggest?
1 Merlin, 3 Owls.
Okay, so just full suite of Owls and just taking it back a little bit on Merlin. I can respect that.
Merlin is just, you know, when you want to evolve Owls every game realistically, right? Merlin is just so chunky. She feels so chunky. And
She's,
realistically,
like, in
she's
there
only there
just
to fix your
because
D-Shift off.
sometimes you need to draw D-Shift.
Yeah, she's literally there just to draw D-Shift sometimes. So I feel like she's not as necessary.
This is gross. Double Razor Claw in hand now. This game is over next turn, regardless of what happens, so Sheepy has to go off. But I don't think there is
I
a
don't
way
think
to
he
win the
can.
game. Yeah. No way to
He can
heal,
cover
because
forward,
that's
though.
the only way to stop it. Wards wouldn't even help this turn.
He can clear the board. And he's not dead. Madalan only has 7.
Well, he's got the Jormungand already popped, right? So both the Razor Claws are doing 4.
Oh, right,
and he
that's right.
has
Jormungand.
the
Yeah, every time you
Carapace.
ping yourself,
Yeah.
you do 1. Yep. I actually completely forgot about Jormungand.
Yeah, that's
It's
one
a
of
new
those
card for
really
me.
sweet plays at the end, where like Razor Claws turn into 4 damage for 2 play points. Very good.
Right. So yeah, Sheepy can't pass turn here without it going to his turn again. Or he
Mhm.
dies.
And I think he had a perfect setup. He needed one more turn, but he's just not going to have it this game.
Not enough owl action going down.
Madalan, you can already see it in his face. He's just like, please, please, please. Thank you. Yep.
Razory claw, razory claw.
Madalan, just do a quick math count.
Oh no. Oh no, no, no. The damage. The damage.
Vanya for good measure for all you Vanya fans out there.
You gotta play the Vanya. Come on. You gotta play it. The Vampy-chan, Sugoi Dakara, right?
That's right. Little Vanaya action. All right, so Madalan evening things up. So now it's going to be D-Shift versus Burn Dirt Rune.
That's terrible for D-Shift, by the way. Absolutely terrible for D-Shift.
Yes, lots of damage, especially with Magic Illusionist. Magic Illusionist against D-Shift is essentially what all of the protection cards are that we talk many times that Haven has against D-Shift, but it just does it all the time. It just stays in play. It's super annoying. Plus, there's a ton of burn to back it up, so...
Well, realistically, yeah, they can bounce that over and over, right? Like they have ways to get rid of it. The problem comes when like Halo Golem Levi, Master Mage Levi,
right?
All these like stupid things doing 3 damage to your face, while you have to worry about the Magic Illusionist, right? So.
Right, and Kaleidoscopic Glowing Sigils doesn't feel right, but on certain turns it could be a nice tempo play depending on what you think they're going to play. So it makes D-Shift's job very hard.
Tragically, D-Shift loses a game.
Yes, tragically. I think we're all shedding a tear for D-Shift right now, and by that I mean no one.
Wow.
Maybe Envy. Maybe Envy.
That's the first time I've seen the Jormungand combo. And I think that's the first time we've seen it in the Shadowverse Open, actually. Jormungand actually being able to pop its effect.
Useful. Yeah,
it's kind of like Roland. We've not really seen a game where a Roland deck wins. But here's the thing.
mean, Jormungand.
A Roland deck has to win. A Roland deck has to win with the person who played Roland taking like 4 or more damage and having it actually that's the only way I'll feel satisfied. So I'm like,
Roland will never win a game. Ever. Never.
That's not true, my dude.
It will never win a game.
You're ready to eat those words.
Well, Roland's coming to a stream near us very soon, right?
That's right. That's right. We could potentially see this.
Featuring Walfred as well.
Oh my god, Walfred. So Walfred I can get behind. Roland? Nah, get out of here, Roland. Yeah, you heard me, Envy. That's right.
That maybe buffs the board. A bad Sage commander you can get behind, but Roland?
Look, okay? Walfred is the best, okay? That's the end of the story. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Walfred's amazing, yeah.
Okay, so Envy, you like Roland better than Walfred, right? What are 2 reasons? 2 reasons why Roland is better.
Roland is way cuter.
Okay, I can give you
Roland
that.
Actually stops Giant Chimera. Roland kind of stops Roach, not 100%, kind of. And Rolf's probably better at that. Roland's cuter.
You've already said that one.
Yeah, they can't use that again. Come on.
Recycling excuses. Why would you think Walfred is better than Roland, Exo?
Wards, bro. Fills up the entire board with wards.
Whatsoever.
The end. End of story. You win the game. You can't lose.
All right. Well.
Roland even makes your stuff hard to trade into. Like it makes your Alberts need double hits. Like stuff
so
can't
does
attack
Walfred. You can't even get past that line of D after Walfred comes
down. You need
down.
a bunch
Okay?
of random
game
stuff
over.
on the board for Walfred to matter.
It's like backwards Golem Assault. You just buff your entire board into Golem Assault.
I tell you what, Exo. Let's just ask chat. Chat, tell us who won. Envy or Exo 2017. We'll let them.
To be fair, we both lose because both of them are slightly unplayable. However, Walfred is the best. Anyway, let's get back into this game. So Dirt Rune. Dirt Rune, you say, is very good against D-Shift. Talk to us about why.
Well, I mean, realistically, they go face a lot. They do a lot of burn damage. They're really sticky with Magic Illusionist, which I'm sure he'll draw right now perfectly every time. And they got a lot of damage, man. Like 3 damage adds up.
That's true. And Madalan not having as great a curve as we'd seen most of our Burn Rune players get. We'll have a Carl, but then even after Carl, not really much to do.
Right, he is playing a weirder version that's running like Red Hot Ritual. It's more board central oriented, Carl, like you said, you know, he's a 2/3, but he's slow at doing damage. So
Yeah, it's very hard to deal with if there isn't Wind Blast in hand for D-Shift. Of course, Sheepy is a master. And has those Wind Blasts. Did I say D-Shift? I meant Wind Blasts if I said D-Shift.
yeah, you
Wind Blast
said
in
D
hand.
shift.
Okay, but yeah, Wind Blast in hand. But Sheepy is, like I said, a master. Has the Wind Blast at the ready. Has a second one
He's
with
got a pretty good
Fate's
Fate's
Hand
Hands turn
also.
next turn, so
Ooh,
there's that Halo
great
golem.
draw. Great draw.
Gonna cycle
Finally
because
gets-
of the Cauldron. Mage of Nightfall, great against D-Shift.
Yes, not a card you will see often anymore, but against D-Shift is perfect. Able to evolve into a 6-power follower. It's kind of like Hyperia, honestly. A little bit less damage, but a lot less in cost.
Sheepy's got a great Conjure Golem Fate's Hand here. Maybe Fate's Hand again to see what he gets. Maybe even play the Owl and evolve it. He's got a great turn this turn.
A lot of options. I guess you could start with the Wind Blast as well, if you don't want to put out the ward this early. That's what it's
Looks
gonna
like
opt
that's going to
for.
be playing Fate's Hand first. Fate's Hand again. Finds nothing with it. Oh gosh, that's not good.
Does find a second owl, but again, like you said, nothing to really do with them at the moment.
You just slap down an owl to put something on the board. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. You have 3 evolution orbs this turn though, and I feel like if you do rip a D-Shift off the top, you can speed through that with your owls. So it's definitely a hard decision to make.
Mm-hmm.
Playing anything this turn actually feels kind of awkward because you want to save them all for spell boosting. Your hand's perfect for spell boosting.
Yep. It is for sure. Goes for the golem. Okay. It's fine. Red Hot
On this,
Ritual
this'll-
and Piercing Rune take care of that over 2 turns. Double Mage of Nightfall. Oh my gosh.
That is true. This might force an Evo, but it doesn't have to because I don't think Madalan really cares about that 3/3 going face.
No, he's not going to evolve over it, but if you Red Hot it, then play the Mage of Nightfall, you can evolve the Mage of Nightfall before it falls out of stealth, Piercing Rune this, play the other
Yep.
Mage of Nightfall. Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
this is a nice little damage train Madalan's building up to here.
He's building a pain train.
That's right. That's right. The pain in a train.
D-Shift still not
no
drawn.
D-Shift.
Where did Sheepy?
I think
he's
it's
got
another
more
turn where you
pressing
just have to
concerns.
Golem Assault, right? Like you just have to start building these hordes into your game plan.
It's tough. It is. If you Golem Assault here, you're also milling a card next turn, so
That's true.
he also should consider evolving the ward, maybe, you know, kind of think, okay, boosting instead. Alright. So this will now die to Piercing Rune. He's gonna get smacked for at least 8 here.
Yeah. This is a lot followed up by another. Oh, wait.
Oh! Oh! Never mind. Whoa.
Maybe not followed up by. Okay.
Whoa! Whoa, okay. Madalan going for a much different play. He's
Oh,
gonna
he
kill
wants to
the
clear
owl.
the board. I see.
Okay.
Okay. Favoring clearing the board instead of getting more face damage through over the course of the game here.
Okay. I mean, this lets up a little bit. You know, your board's a little stickier, right? You got a 4/1 on the side instead, so.
It's true. It could also just be the option Madalan's like, I have 2 Wizardesses in my hand. I really just want to get all the cards out of my hand anyway.
Mm-hmm. Pretty okay play. I like it. I like it. Still
Not
no
bad.
D-Shift. Oh my gosh.
Definitely gives D-Shift more time though. And as we saw, if you don't know that D-Shift is in hand or not for Sheepy, and you're just guessing it is because that's just what you have to play with, taking 1 turn longer to win the game could be detrimental, especially because turn 7 is about to come up. And as you like to point out, D-Shift can win as early as turn 7 now.
Right. Well, I mean, it's common knowledge at this point. You know, it kind of was like rumors at first, like, man, did you hear the owl
Sure.
can make you win turn 7? And then people realize, like, I guess it actually can. Wow, this is insane. Madalan dumping his hand immediately, getting set up for this Oz next turn. He's in a pretty good spot though. I mean, if you just die to D shift, you just die to D shift, right? Like there's not, you can't play wards this turn. You can't prevent it if it's gonna happen, right?
That's fair.
It has only been one owl though, so it's counted the Fate's hands, I'm sure. No fiery embraces have happened, so I think he knows he's fairly safe.
Fate's hands are the scary ones for me. When you're playing against D shift and your opponent just goes like Fate's hand into Fate's hand into Fate's hand on like turn 4, and then they like fiery embrace something, you're just like, stop, man. Not
well,
cool,
you'll lose. Yeah,
right?
That's how you lose. Yeah.
Yeah. Triple fiery embrace to spell boost though, and double chimera. I like it. I like this.
Golem assault into golem every time.
Do it. Defend
He's gonna go for an
4/4s.
enhance. He's gonna go for an enhance on it. Yep.
I don't mind the play. I like it.
So he's committing to eating at least 6 here. Oz could make that even more.
Doesn't play the illusionist first.
Oh, bolt.
Finds the bolt
Oz
though.
gonna make that 8.
Bolt. A lot better with Wizardess, everyone. A lot better.
Oh yeah. Ooh, Levi. Ooh.
Hello.
Could Bolt evolve Levi? Don't kill a rat, obviously. Got a fireball in your hand now. That's more than 2. It's 3 damage, even. Gonna play the illusionist. Okay.
This works too. Save the Evo for next turn.
Still get 6 in. You still put Sheepy at 6.
Putting the fireball in hand this turn might mean that it could be dead to the Wizardess dying, so.
It's true. I have actually gotten lethal before because somebody mutagenic bolted me. I evolved a rat and then proceeded to hit for 4 every turn. But Sheepy obviously doesn't have it available.
So it looks like Sheepy's going to go with the clear the board plan this turn, which is very good.
He's actually not going to enhance. Still doesn't find D-Shift. Bottom 12 cards, all 3 of them.
Did find the giant chimera though, so has something to be building towards now.
Does still have that.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, this will just be full board clear. And just kind of leave it up to Madalan if he's got enough to finish off. We know he has 3 in hand with the Levi. The extra damage not there yet.
This is triple embrace turn. Could just chimera this. Also doesn't have to embrace.
Yep.
Yeah, chimera's a bit better.
Get some board presence down. It does open up for Dance of Death and cards like that though. So playing followers right now might be detrimental.
Oh,
yeah.
Why? Caster Curse, why?
Ugh. I mean, to be
Sheepy
fair, with the amount of cards in deck, like, we were bound to see 1, especially off the second Wizardess.
I think Madalan has to be wondering, what are the odds that he actually even has D-Shift at this point,
Right. Right. It's always about the number of cards in hand when I'm playing against D-Shift. Like, how well have they kept their hand stocked? Usually when their hand's fuller, they have D-Shift. Wow. Okay, he wants to go for full value Wizardess. I love it.
Fireball.
That's right. He didn't opt to do this last time. He didn't play the Illusionist before the last Wizardess, but this Wizardess, he's opting to go for the full amount here.
Right.
And I think playing that Chimera might have actually cost Sheepy the game. Normally speaking, that doesn't feel like a bad play, but against a deck like Burn Rune, they need followers to target with their Piercing Runes, their Dance of Deaths, and all of that thing. Mutagenic Bolt. And putting himself at 2 as opposed to 4. It's huge here.
Without an Earth Sigil, he can't put up more than 1 of these wards. Giant Chimera is not at 20. I think it's roughly around 9 or 10.
There they are.
There's double D-Shift. There they are. He found them finally. Yeah.
8 cards left. And now it's the same worry. Like, do you put a follower in play to open up Madalan to drawing any of his spells to win the game? I don't feel like that's what you want to be doing, especially with only 1 card in the hand. I'd be afraid of Wizardess of Oz the way it was played.
You can't win this game if you don't play. If you don't play followers, eventually you can't win the game. So
You can hide.
But what he could do is evolve Owl here and toss it in. That could also be play. Since that does boost. He's gonna leave this Owl. Oh no. He's gonna play a ward as well. Oh no, Sheepy.
I'm gonna say, if Sheepy did not play any followers the last couple of turns,
Oh, no.
I think he might have been able to eke this one out. Just barely, but I think he might have been able to eke it out.
It's gonna be Mutagen Bolt lethal for sure. Oh no.
Anything lethal, for sure, right here. We could
He's
see
adding
a
damage
whiff.
to the board. He's adding damage to the board so the Giant Chimera would lethal.
Doesn't play the mage first.
Was it just when he could have played the mage first, and he
he
doesn't find a
whiffed.
spell? Oh my god.
Okay, one more try.
Oh my god, oh my god.
He found it. He found it off of the last card Madalan got there. Wow,
Mad
what
Allen
a
with
game.
Flappa for himself. Flappa.
Madalan barely squeaking through that, pulled the exact right card, and the chances were in his favor. It was actually pretty tense.
Sure.
Actually.
I mean, he drew a ton of cards, but I feel
Yeah.
like 2 times that game he played one Wizardess very well, and he played the other 2 missing a card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
Well, if he had maged him Nightfall, he couldn't play that Halo Golem, so he knew that's what he would get.
That's fair. That's fair.
that's that's how the cookie crumbles, and that's why Envy plays Rune all the time, because Envy knows.